Let's go. Welcome to this cast of the 3v3 League Playoff Final in the third division. There were actually 8 divisions total to accommodate different skill levels. But yeah, this being the third one, which is essentially skill division-wise, it's like the fourth division because I had to make an extra one due to unforeseen seeding circumstances. But in any real case, this is the map draft for this playoff. So they've been picking and banning maps in turns, as you can see. There's an even number of maps total, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because we wanted to include the full Battle of Africa 3 map pack. That's why the host gets another ban. It's subpar. It's not ideal, and I'll have to sort that for later seasons to have an odd number of maps for this kind of drafting process. But we have no Boom here picking Donut and Grand Barra, whereas Super Monkey Car for Mestari Army has gone with Savannah and Haboob. And then there's the down banning process. They've been banning all these maps like Squadra, Beach Fight, Colosseum, etc. And left with Canyon Lake as the opening map. So Canyon Lake is the map we're going to see. Water in the middle, otherwise spread out. There's a ring around there. Pretty open map, as is the case for most of the Battle of Africa map packs. And these are the civilizations at their disposal. We'll cross them out as we go, but some bans have been made. Someone is not a fan of the new civilizations here, the Gurjaras and the Hindustanis, and then Britain's pretty obvious ban for 3v3's flag. Britain's flag, it's that extra archers range, and the faster working archers as a team bonus is just ridiculous for team games. So it's a frequently seen ban for team game tournaments like this. I'm looking away, just finishing brewing my coffee here, and we'll be good to go. Let us launch the first game. So here we are. Canyon Lake is the map. There's some hunt to the side here. Berries in the back. Everybody's some extra hunt by the looks of it as well. Neutral hunt. The middle is going to play a small role here. Nothing too crazy, perhaps. It's like we'll do that like this. Just want to check how much fish there actually is. There are 8 patches of fish total, 1800. No shore fish by the looks of it, but yeah, still something you want to consider. For the dock, possibly getting an extra. For the pocket position, maybe to get an extra food boost from the fish. Didn't see a lot of it in the 7th division playoff, but or was it? Might have been 1.5 division. But yeah, maybe it comes into play. Let's have a look here at Mestari Army's civilizations. Vietnamese for Oceaning Abyss. She also streams, by the way, so have a look on Twitch for her channel. She's a beautiful dog called Yuki, which means snow in Japanese. Yeah, so the streams. American. I believe she's or Canadian, maybe? I don't remember. Anyway, on the American continent. Oh, didn't complete the first house. Actually, don't need houses at the start here, so that's a bit of a giveaway that Mestari Army might not be too used to this map. I mean, another house always comes in handy, but you technically don't need it at the start, as you'll start with 2 huts, giving you a total of what I presume is 10 population space. But Vietnamese flag revealing the positions of the opponents, which means that the Oceaning is up against the Ethiopians here, and Pone is up against the Mongols, so they already know this. And there's the pocket playing as the Franks as well. Vietnamese likely to go archers here, possibly with the Drush or Men-at-Arms opening, but you won't really be walling off this hill here. As you can see, you have to migrate to the sides. There's not that many resources, and they're all exposed on your top, what should we call it here, hill here, so yeah, you definitely need to move out. You can see that they've adapted to the fact that you don't need the wood to begin with as much, with the total of 50 wood savings of these houses here. But Oceaning really doesn't want to get housed, places another one here, and won't be needing to place another house until feudal age probably. Here comes the mill as well. Heavy food emphasis here for the Vietnamese. Oh, she's made a lumber camp actually, so never mind. I missed that. Now let's have a look at the pocket here for AAWD. Odd. Might just call this player green, it's easier. But playing as the Huns here. Huns, team bonus, 20% faster working stables, comes in handy for what is probably going to be a scout opening on this quite open map. And while Huns get fully upgraded paladins, or is it fully upgraded actually? Hold on, let's have a look at the green here. Fully upgraded paladins. We might even... this map certainly favors cavalry archer play as well, and Huns have 20% discount on the cavalry archers. So because of the hills here, Huns cavalry archers could certainly come into play later as well. It's probably going to be scouts in tonight into cavalier and paladin. Oh. As for the right side flank, we have Bone here with the Italians. Oh, what's going on here? A little bit of scouts run in. Oceaning obstructing this luring of deer in the back here. Yeah, so Pone with the Italians. Cheaper, 15% cheaper. Transition to the next stage, you'll see a 21 population up here, probably into the straight archers. Quite common in team games these days. Alright, for the other team we have Prussen with the Mongols here, dropping a barracks at 20 population here, and Loom is just about to kick in, so this is going to be a 21 pop for the Mongols as well, but that barracks is indicating an infantry opening actually, so this could be the men-at-arms of the Mongols into the archers, also proceeding to place a mill on the Hunt rather than the Beres. Great choice if you don't want to push them, but also more exposed than the Beres that are right next to the DC. Oh, that's dangerous. Pone, wake up and smell the coffee. Just letting that scout pass through. That's good sportsmanship. Fair play award for Pone for not killing Brussen's scout, I guess. Alright, yellow pocket here. That would be Chadwick on the way up here. Comfortably... Wait. Yeah, that's fine. Barracks should... be completing in time for feudal age, will it? Might need to task another villager here to survive. Oh, that's some... I think the idea here is to be able to stay out of archers' range. That's why we're walling out this wide. To have some leeway for the lumberjacks as well, but that's some costly walls here. Three wood per palisade. Is Chadwick actually able to afford a stable now? Has to drop off some straggler tree wood here, but now the stable production going on here. Are we going to see now what's up here? Straight range for the Mongols, double range in fact. It's going to be the same for the Italians presumably. And but running a bit later than the flank counterpart here. Wood situation suggesting only one range here. With one range against two ranges, but if you have ranged blacksmith for Pone Bone here, you could go into an early fletching and take favorable fights. Double range for Oceaning Abyss, no surprise there for the Vietnamese, but oh, slightly weak villager building that range. It gets slightly delayed, but nothing on consequence here for Oceaning, I don't think. That seems good enough. One front woodline, one back woodline, both exposed to scouts, but some small creek walls away. Good pick off for Prussen there, almost gets the scout, but will possibly be catching up here. Just one more hit and the blue scout goes down. Consistent production of two ranges here, so let's have a look at the Ethiopians. Didn't talk about those. Faster firing archers. Outpost plus 2 line of sight, that's the team bonus, isn't it? So the Ethiopians would be able to provide some vision as the game goes later if the players choose to play some outposts for Map vision. Going on over here, one scout out, oceaning, small walling in the goal is right next to the TC as well. So this is going to be, I mean, you could still hit it with archers from this side, but you'd be shooting from downhill most likely. And oceaning has the archers garrison at home for the time being, so might be playing it a little bit defensively with the Vietnamese here. We have the blacksmith as well. Do we have pledging? Pledging is in for all of the flank players, so no advantage for any side here. It looks like oceaning has a well, actually matching the archer numbers here. Okay, let's have a look at the other side here. A bit of a doubling here with Chadwick and Prussen working together. There are some spearmen from Ponebone, but that shouldn't be stopping this scout's offensive, as the archers micro from Prussen is on point sniping the blue spearmen around here. Good aggression, diminishing the archer armies, in fact taking out all of the archers of Ponebone here. No boom with a with some army momentum here. There's a 1v1 going on up in the north as well. Looks like oceaning and Skagoks are trading armies quite evenly here. Woodline abandoned for Ponebone, or all of the lumberjacks down actually. Let's have a look at here. 5 builders down for the blue. Rough start for Ponebone here. Victim to the 2 vs 1 aggression of no boom here, and the other woodline gets hit as well by the Frank scouts. This is such bad news for the blue player. Real aggressive start here from no boom on the bottom left side flank, and villagers just melting here to the scouts' aggression of the Franks. And as we know, the Frank scouts, they have that instant 20% more hit points as well. Skirmisher defense, that's not going to do the trick for Ponebone here, as the armies split up, but Prussen taking decent engagement, still has one spearman in the mix here. Certainly helps against the Hunnic scouts over here. On the north side, Oceaning Abyss is getting attacked on the woodline as well, but seems to be taking a favorable fight here. 17 archers to 10 now against the Ethiopians. Even faster firing rate can't really save you from that. It's a slaughter, such a slaughter here. Huge hits taken on Ponebone here. 17 builders down to 19 builders here now. 17 and almost 18 minutes into the game here. Must be demoralized now, Ponebone, and this farm is even snipeable. It's only at 1 HP here. So if there are any scouts out and about here, looks like... Oh, we still have 10 scouts for the yellow player over here, but where are they? Have they gone north? No, they gone to raid or to challenge the Hunnic scout here. Bloodlines is in though, so Green has the scouts advantage here, has 2 stables producing now. I'm not sure if that's good news for Green, because the Frank's farming economy is already quite extensive at home here. Wait, they both have 2 stables actually, so never mind. They're going to play extended feudal, both of them. As you can see, the food count nowhere near Castle Age click for either of the pockets here. All in all, no boom, only with a 10-ish villagers lead here. Skagoks has been running idle in the TC for a long while here now, probably busy with archers micromanagement. So because of that, the villager count between red and blue is only 10 villagers apart, even though Skagoks has only lost 1 villager so far. So it looks like Oceaning Abyss is on the move for some good aggression here. However, she does need to deal with the archers' threat at home as well, but she's skewing more archers in the ranges and has that Vietnamese extra hit point, so you don't... Yeah, if you have equal numbers, you should be fine here. Yeah, Huns scouts still with the advantage now. Equal numbers of scouts, which means that the Huns player will get the better trades. +1 attack for the Franks though, that evens it out a little bit. But the archers just, I don't want to join this fight. That's not a good fight for me. Let me pull away and collect my forces. Should be a good fight for no boom. This one is only scouts from green. Scouts will be taken out here, and once again the aggression is huge from no boom side here. And I'm wondering a little bit why they're insisting upon keeping the Italians busy though. There's such huge damage done to the blue player now. It's going to take a long while until Pawn Bone can get back into it here. Castlage on the way for all of no boom. So I feel like they need to move on to punish the pocket a bit as well, because even if the flank goes down, if the pocket has the free boom, there's still potential for comeback for Mestari Army here. As you can see, the eco situation not too far away from each other. The same goes for the military count. They're actually matching in military here somehow. Earlier to the castle for Chadwick though, +2 defense immediately coming in. It's going to be a benefit the stray scouts as well. I don't think 5 scouts warrant the light cavalry upgrade, but they keep harassing the blue player with the scouts here now. I suppose the knights will be joining in with Russen here to contest the Hans side of things, but it's a little bit dangerous to be moving in with village archer. Yeah, they're pulling back. No, they're going for it. 1 minute for Castle Age. I suppose you need 5 or 6 knights with the appropriate upgrades to justify fighting this army of archers, but there are some stray scouts to benefit here as well. 3 knights already out, right? Dangerous. It's triple stables as well. So this is kind of dangerous for Prussen. That's not. Yeah, this is not a good fight for the archers. It's so close to Castle Age as well. I don't think this fight was needed at all. I said a moment ago, go hit the pockets, but this is, I mean, it is diminishing the first numbers of knights, but now +2 is in. Feudal Age archers against +2 Castle Age knights. That's going to take you a while. Crossbow Bodkin immediately clicked here for the Mongols, so it means that the home field economy is decent enough. But look at the numbers lost here. Look at the numbers lost. That's most of the archer's army, and you need to replenish this now, rather than waiting 45 seconds before engaging, or let's say 1.5 minutes, and then suddenly have crossbows and a much better trade at work here. The knights count though is ahead for Chadwick, who did reach the castle age sooner. Both pockets at 3 town centers now, or are going to have them, and the overall villager lead now for no boom is actually escalating because of the Mestari army now transitioning to the castle age from Oceaning Abyss's side as well. Crossbows are out. Faster firing Ethiopian crossbows against the 28 Vietnamese archers here. They have the hill advantage, but they are outranged by the crossbows with Oh, wait, Bodkin isn't in yet, so never mind. But crossbows. Anyway, sniping some reinforcements here. It should be a good fight for Chadwick here. Yellow versus green, also a tiny bit of a hill advantage. So either of them have husbandry yet. No husbandry for either player. Would actually be an advantage here, because then you could catch up with the other army. Top side again, massive crossbow numbers advantage for Oceaning Abyss here. Shouldn't need to worry too much. 12 villagers lost in the earlier courses of the game though, and no boom barely lost any villagers at all, so that's of concern here, of course. Is this going to be a forward siege workshop? I think it is. Oh, a blind forward siege workshop for Oceaning Abyss here. It's seemingly good location, except Skox already has a siege workshop at right next to where this one is going. Okay, this isn't going to end well for the villagers. Oh, we're out of here. Let us move away. And the Mangonel is out as well. Oh, yep. Let's get out of here. Oceaning will need to shout for some help from... Oh! 6 kill count for the Mangonel already. Evening out the numbers here, but Skogox also fighting uphill, even with the fast firing of the Ethiopians. That's not necessarily going to be a good one here. Another Mangonel hit that it could change things though, but that goes down. I guess we'll have to commend Oceaning Abyss's micro there, daring to take on the Mangonel. This should be a decent trade. It's going to be... Alright, no micro for Oceaning, but still, I mean, they're trading evenly here, and Oceaning has 3 ranges working, so should be replenishing here with these. Let's have a look at the south side again. This is where the 2v1 is at. Green and Yellow Knights out and about. Green Knights actually outnumbering, out HPing the full armies here, so good job at Green for matching the numbers here, but Blue keeps losing villagers as well. Look at the villagers lost. I feel so sorry for Blue here. Only 13 villagers. And Mestari army falling further behind here. One player essentially out of the game here, unfortunately. At least for the time being. You could relocate to the corner and try to reboom, but you're going to need 10, 15, 20 minutes before you're back in the game as a valuable teammate, given the progression of the game here. Another wave of crossbows from the Mongols player as well. And a not insignificant number of Franks Knights, though the Franks Knights match the numbers of the Green Knights. The crossbows of the Mongols player are what's making the difference here. Still dancing and trading armies somewhat evenly up north here for Oceaning Abyss. It's down south where the game-changing fights, game-ending fights are happening. And it's diving for the TC now. Fuel Age. Nowhere near a Catholic Schlick here, even as the Italians and just no Boom are just... They're going for the defeat here. They want to defeat the blue player. They need to find the woodland up north here for that to be the case. They haven't seen that lumber camp, but that PC is going down. And according to tournament rules, you are allowed to sling a teammate to rebuild the TT. But yeah, he's trying to escape with at least one more villager here. Keeps making villagers as well in the middle of this battlefield over here. Green Knights not trading too beautifully against the green armies here. And okay, it's actually finished replaying. I didn't catch any GGs, but it doesn't really matter. First game seems to go to no boom. I was a bit worried wreck might be broken there, but it seems to be okay. Let's have a look at the statistics. GG well played indeed. Economy nearly untouched for no boom here. 3 villagers down for Skogox. So Skogox defended the early version nicely as well. 4th TC in the back for Chadwick as well, so would be able to field knights for much longer again. Let's browse through the stats here and have a look at next game. Significant eco difference here, however. Green pocket also untouched, I guess. No villagers killed, no villagers lost. But Pone Bone taking the beating here. 51 villagers lost throughout the game. That's just brutal. Brutal domination from Mestari army. No, from against Mestari army, I mean. Haven't quite sorted the team names yet, but yeah, that's it. Quick look at the draft again here. What did we have? We had the Mongols, Franks, and Ethiopians. Actually, the first 3 civilizations picked here, whereas our losing team had the Huns, the Italians, and the Vietnamese for Canning Lake here. No one choosing to dock in the middle. Maybe this is just a detail that people don't care too much about. But that means that we are going to either Haboob or Savannah here. So let's just dive into the next one. Oops. It's gonna return to replace is what I was going to do. Game 2 on Savannah. think that's actually the most Arabia-like map. Yeah, a bit juicier woodlands, but yeah, definitely the most Arabia-like map in this map pool. Team name stand, that's good, even with player changes, so they must have had the same host, I guess. Or Capture Age is just getting more intelligent. Who knows? But this is Savannah. Let's have a look at the players' names and civilizations here. In the pocket for Savannah. In very much wallable, full wallable pocket position here for AAWD. We are playing as the Berbers. Now looking at the opposing civs, we are not going to be against cavalry archers here, but should it happen, the Berbers have the camel archers from the castle as the unique unit, and that's like the go-to counter for cavalry archer play. But if you want to try and win the game in the Castle Age, Berbers are the way to go. They have 15% discount on cavalry. You could easily go triple stables, stay 1,000 for an extended period of time, and just overwhelm your adversaries that way. So decent pocket civilization. I mean, you need to pick a lot of civilizations for a best of 5, so you need to wager your... Yeah, you need to play what you think suits the map best, of course, from the options you have at hand. Oh, a bit unfortunate there. Lumbercamp not finishing in time for the drop off. Right hand side here we have Dr. Lube with the Portuguese. 20% gold discount on any gold costing unit, which makes Portuguese a very decent flank, because they could make the archers at a cheaper gold cost as well. Blacksmith works faster, is it? There's some blacksmith bonus for the Portuguese as well, I think. So they are going to play the straight archers most likely. On the other side we have Super Monkey card, 3000 with the Mayans, a famous flank side civilization as well. 10, 20, 30% cheaper archery range or archers line units as the game goes on. So it's for Mayans, even if they lose some units along the way, it's easier for them to replenish the masses. Now, as for No Boom, we have Prussen as the Drapidians flank here. It's, you know, it's not necessarily, it's a civilization you'd see on hybrid water maps more frequently than, or Nomad for that matter, more frequently than on Arabia, because you are granted 200 wood once you reach the next stage, which is going to make it easier to afford an additional... did we just kill the elephant? No, we're fine. Afford an extra dock, or just the earlier blacksmith, which applies to land play, of course, as well. It's easier, much easier to afford double ranges and a blacksmith and still keep production going with the Dravidians with that extra wood. So that might be the reasoning here, but they are losing out on the civilization bonus of docks providing population space. So maybe the Dravidians would have been a better pick for the previous map, where we could have docked the middle, get that extra pop space, and also free up some farming economy and trade that for fish instead. It wasn't contested the middle, so that could have come in handy, but it's obviously a wood investment to build that dock as well. But that dock bonus would apply to all of your teammates as well, so could be one to consider. Or yeah, that middle lake. In the pocket for No Boom, we have Chadwick with the Sicilians. So I smell some Hauberg Cavalier coming here in the Imperial Age. Almost a worthy substitute for the Paladin, let's say, because they have extra... Isn't it both extra melee and ranged armor? Certainly helps them out when they... It's not a cheap technology though, so it's going to take you quite a while to get to that in Imperial Age. You need a significant economy running, but with the Sicilians, 100% faster building town centers as well, it's a little bit easier to get the boom going once you get to the Castle Age. Probably going to open scouts though, as the Sicilians land army units withstand bonus damage by 40% now, or was it reduced even to 33? I don't remember, but they tweaked it a little bit. And finally, on the right hand side, we have Mr. F4 with the Malay. Another civilization most frequently seen on naval and hybrid maps because of their bonuses applying to, for example, docks with unique technology, docks firing arrows. But the Mahal and Malay go through the ages 66% faster. So they will be getting to whatever feudal age opposition faster as well. Trying to harass the barracks builder here, but not too much of success for against Mr. F4 here. Field Scout could be going down here, but I think we're good. Sicilian player up to the feudal age, as is most of Mestari army here. So we're going to see scouts both from the Berbers and from the Sicilians for sure, as long as the wood allows. And this AAWD is going to be going completely bonkers here and try an FC on this map, but that would leave both your flanks very vulnerable. Here comes 3 villagers building the stable to try and keep up with the Sicilians here, but the stable already complete, and now some preliminary walls in towards the wood line over here as well. Scouted all the area here, so Chadwick knows what's up here, going for the compact walls at home here. Ooh, we have a Man-at-Arms opening. Man-at-Arms from Dr. Lube here. Not necessarily a bad idea. Could also help out dealing with some opposing spearmen here, actually. Facilitating the scout play of the Berbers. But it also delays your archer production, and since it's quite common to go straight to archers in team games like this, it should be fairly easy for Mr. F4 to clean this up, unless AAWD has a significant amount of scouts to supply together with Dr. Lube's armies here. Walling in progress. Blacksmith goes up as part of the wall to the right hand side here as well. Double ranges and blacksmith for the Portuguese here. A little bit impressive to be able to afford all of that fairly easy like this. Yeah, as you can see the Men-at-Arms opening. No... Wait, they did get 3 kills actually, so they did kill 3 military units. Presumably spearmen and possibly a scout. So definitely buying some time there to get the archers production rolling and keeping Mr. F4's early Malay archers at home base here. So what's up on the sides here? We have the Dravidians ranges producing but not moved out. It makes in some skirmishers actually, knowing that the 2-versus-1 situation is going on over here. It might not be the worst idea, because the Berber scouts, they're far away, and with some skirmishers mixed in here already, this might catch Super Monkey Car off guard. The Mayans player. Let's see how Super Monkey Car handles this. Inside or outside the walls, probably going to garrison, yeah, mostly outside of the walls. That's just AoE 2 things right there. And the spearmen added as well, even though opposing archers will easily snipe the spearmen. I still appreciate the addition in case any scouts decide to meddle in here. Speaking of scouts, there's a scouts fight going on over here. Here's the 2-versus-1 situation again. Mr. F4 forced into a defensive tower here. So that means that the aggression is working well for Mestari army. The KD situation not too convincing yet, but a very even distribution of economy and military here. Dead even on population between the teams here, so even though the first game snowballed into a win for Noboom in the end, these teams are definitely quite evenly matched for the playoff here. Alright, huge group of archers and a couple of spearmen forward here now. They will not dare to try enter through the TC here. I would maybe consider it actually, because there's a limit to, I mean, if you pass through here, you could still obstruct the gold, but it's about keeping your numbers as well, of course. Ooh. Super Monkey Car getting some value here from the stray archers that didn't get dealt with initially from Prussen here. So manages to get 3 villager kills with this group of archers and will be able to move in. Again, still open over here. Yeah, definitely more luck for the, or more damage accomplished for Super Monkey Car here compared to Prussen's forward here. It could certainly thanks the Mayans walling initiatives here for that as well. Prussen not allowed to enter, could at the very least snipe some reinforcements, but looking at the army numbers here from the Mayans, Blue definitely had this small group of archers expendable, I'd say. Defense is in as well, so better upgrades for Super Monkey Car here overall. A little bit of flaring to the right hand side here. Mr. F4 wants some scouts assistance from Chadwick, who only has 3 scouts out, as is the case for the Berbers. Bloodlines coming in, forging coming in, extended feudal age here for both pockets. Even wheelbarrow for Chadwick here wants to get the maximum out of the 26 Sicilian farms here. That's hope War Scholar is in, it is. And considering the Sicilians farm bonus, they get extra food with each farming upgrade. I think it's like plus 100 or something, so essential to get that before you're, well, as early as possible as the Sicilians. Smart walling here from Dr. Blue does keep the aggression out, will be able to snipe some scouts here maybe, but they have full feudal age upgrades now, so easier said than done, but this little hill here is not doing Dr. Lube any favors. Scouts count even here, but doubles. Stables producing for AAWD, which means that the castle age will be delayed. We will be looking at the Sicilians player clicking castle age first. Both buildings in, gold count nearly there, and that farming economy should be well ahead of the Berbers as well. With wheelbarrow, with more farms, with more food on the farms being Sicilians. So it's looking bright for Chadwick in the pocket position. Earlier castle age, much healthier economy. With green missing the wheelbarrow upgrade and extending the feudal age a little bit more. But keeping the feudal armies consistently higher as well. Looks like Mr. F4's archers have been dealt with and the army situation is ahead for Mestari army here. Another wave of Mayans archers moving out. Castle age on the way. Massively outnumbering the purple armies here, but is he going to go for the pocket now maybe? This would definitely be the right time to hit the Sicilians because there's only 1 scout out for Chadwick. There aren't really a lot of archers for no boom overall either, so you definitely want to hit the pocket now. It looks like that's where Super Monkey Car is heading. They haven't even scouted the pocket yet. All of no boom going castle age, all of Mestari army going castle age, however no boom with a slight lead.
तैयार
Scouts and archers gathering up here. Castle age in for the Berbers as well. We're probably going to see 3 stables, right? Triple stables, it is indeed the economy favoring. Yeah, you're going to punch out lots of archers, no, lots of knights here from the Berbers. You could even mix in camels in theory, but against Sicilians, it doesn't really make sense. Oh, there was a hole! An overchop! Great news for AAWD here. Decides to pull away from the archers mass, but will still be able to idle a lot of the economy of Prussen here. Good engagement for Mestari army. These scouts are at this point they're expendable for sure. Some weak villagers here, they are going to go down. Prussen going to lose some numbers here. 5 total. It's going to be 6. It's going to be 7. Crossbows are in for Super Monkey Car as well, which means that the crossbow skirmisher army of Prussen here won't trade nearly as well. 14 archers, 9 skirmishers. Unless you get into elite skirmisher here, which is probably not affordable for Prussen. You are in a bit of a pickle here to deal with this kind of aggression, so great forward from Bestari army here now. Triple town centers for the Berbers as well. A group of crossbows from Mr. F4 moving into the Berbers base now, but I think the Knights will be able to handle that if most of them are kept at home base for the time being. Yeah, they're pulling back home to deal with these crossbows, and they are going to go down from Mr. F4 over here, most likely. Finding the weak spot here, going to move the crossbows in, a siege workshop forward as well. Mangonel surprisingly ahead of the, so not going for the siege elephants here. These skirmishers, they're just not a threat. You would one-shot them with this massive crossbows. So if your micro is on point, you can just focus them down. Elite upgrade not warranted here, only 5 skirmishers total anyway. Some crossbows moving in to help to the right hand side as well, so I like the division of armies here from Super Monkey Car. A bit unfortunate with the Mangonel down, that goes for nothing. And the crossbows of the, well, I was talking about elephants. I was mixing up the civilizations here as usual. But rams could still be used to take out production buildings in this position to make an opening and to tank archers' fire. 30C foundation laid down but not completed here. A little bit of stone walls as well. They are cheaper having a miles ally. I don't remember the exact cost reduction, but cheaper investment for sure, and they're going for a bit of a team wall here. If they wall this section as well, yeah, this is team wallable actually. So wall this section, like that, and you're almost there, and you could start setting up trade later on. Salvaging most of the crossbows here, another town center, trying to go up on the side gold here for Super Monkey Car. Oh, you had an opening here actually, so decided to go for a shortcut instead. A very unfavorable fight for Dr. Lube over here, so Mestari army can't engage on Mr. F4 now. See both green and yellow in the middle here. Hard to distinguish these colors at times, but it's the Mestari army still with the aggression over here. Taking the hill here against Prussen, should be looking at a great fight here now. It's 45 to 11, so most if not all of Prussen's crossbows will be going down here. Imagine having a Mangonel. Oh, it's coming out! Oh, this could be beautiful. As the crossbows and skirmishers retreat, you could have the Mangonel popping out, and there aren't any knights nearby to deal with this. Oh, that's too bad it takes so long to create it all. Prussen has taken the beating here. 13 villagers lost. Again, we are looking at very few villagers lost, except for Dr. Lube to that early aggression. Yellow and red armies working together nicely here to defend Mr. F4 as well, chasing away AAWD here. Chadwick seems to be fine on his own. And the crossbow masses is going on. 3 rangers producing elite skirmishers. Shouldn't really work in team games, as you will always have a cavalry player handy. And looking at the knights numbers of the Berbers, yeah, that should be. Even this crossbow mass alone, these 50 crossbows from Super Monkey Car should be able to deal with the small trickles of elite skirmishes here. It's probably what you have to do here in Prussen's situation. Not well. There's gold actually, so you could still probably make golds, and you could even consider the unique unit, the Gulam, get the cattle up, and no, what's the Dravidian's unique unit again? I'm mixing things up, but strong forward push here. Mangonel goes down to the knights, so Chadwick's knights coming in handy here as Super Monkey Car goes to the next Pharaoh's Woodline in the corner here. That's a long walk for the builders, but it's going to deal with okay. Yeah, I got the Indian civilization mixed. Of course, the unique unit doesn't apply here against the crossbow mass. The Urumi swordsman is not the infantry unit that works well against archers, that's the Gurulam of the Hindustani, so never mind. Guess elite skirmishers may have been the best option here after all for Prussen, and maybe siege defense could work, and here it is. There are a couple of mangonels here. It's hard to micro down 2 mangonels, especially when your own mangonel gets focused down like this, but Prussen, 15 villagers lost, eco situation somehow ahead for no boom still, but that's probably because the pocket is booming at 40 Cs and they are fairly untouched on the right hand side flank as well. In fact, Mr. F4 has lost only 4 villagers so far this game. Military situation not too pretty for Prussen here, but looking at pocket production now, 109 villagers, great boom, soon to click the Imperial Age, it needs the 2 buildings still. Mr. Rapport with the MLA is already well on the way, and he's got a very decent chunk of crossbows to become arbalists here, so they could seriously push the Portuguese side now, far away food-wise for the Imperial Age click here. Going to have a huge advantage against both the Berbers cavalry and the Portuguese crossbows with the arbalists with bracers here. So even if Prussen is losing kind of the left-hand side here, the right-hand side should be able to push very aggressively and strongly on the right-hand side. We have Imperial Age on the way for the Sicilians pocket as well, which will unlock the Cavalier upgrade, plate binding armor, and Hauberg as the game goes on. What's the status for the Mayans player? Still quite far off for Super Monkey Car here to get to the next age, and needs to deal with some stray knights raiding at home. How did these guys even get in? I don't know. Maybe there's a hole somewhere. But they were dealt with another wave of archers at home. Production buildings going down. Mangonel defense still for Prussen, but oh, where's the group of crossbows now? They're hiding. Just getting away from the Mangonel here. Oh, look at that. Look at the Berbers Knights band though. Four stables pumping out the Knights here, matching the Sicilians' numbers. There's no guarantee here that Chadwick's Sicilians Imperial Age upgrade is going to benefit the numbers here. Keep somewhat consistent production here, but you just can't outmass the Berbers in the Catholic Age. 4 stables at least. Producing here is 5 stables total. Looks like Green wants to drop another town center here, or maybe just a mining camp, but didn't really put them to work yet. So once that Imperial Age clicks in, Green needs to take a fight. The problem now is Mr. F4 is in the Imperial Age, has 57 arbalists, is sending them left and right, and has a huge group to raid in Dr. Loop's base here. This could be a game-ending move here to get these raids in. You could move on to hit the Berbers as well. Placing a defensive castle here on the stone, plans to get at least another castle up here. But Dr. Loop, 18 villagers lost, now going to take some serious losses here. And Super Monkey Car has lost quite a few villagers as well, probably to Sicilians raids at some point here. That castle is never not going to go up. It's Sicilians, they build ridiculous and quickly, and might even snipe a few weak crossbows here once this castle completes. Garrison! Yeah, gets a few, but the Mangonels and the Knights may very well clean up the rest. Look at the third one here, on the way! Look at this one, from Prussen. This is not looking pretty for the Mayans masses here. Good thing the Mangonels move slowly compared to the archers, because you won't really be able to catch up easily here. Another Mangonel could probably... Yeah, these are going to go down. They're going into the end here. Being chased by the +2 Knights, soon to be Cavalier. Cavalier is coming in. 3 Mangonels coming in. This huge group of Mayans crossbows, they're just going to go down completely here. You may not even need the Mangonels. Oof, great hit there from Prussen with the Mangonels. Damaging the Cavaliers a bit as well, but who cares? Down there. And this castle is of course to get Hauberg for the Sicilians. Very healthy economy running now. A bit low on the gold, but that's because of the continuous production of the unique technology and gold heavy units like the Cavalier here. Super Monkey Car is doubling up the defenses at home now. It a castle, but with the Imperial Age in already for Chadwick, you could send siege weapons like Trebs forward as well. Whatever happened to the Arbalest group of Mr. F4? Probably got cleaned up in the end here. Looks like Mastari Army is reaching the Imperial Age soon as well. So we'll still have a decent amount of knights to become cavaliers here for the Berbers as well. But with Hauberg for the Sicilians, the cavaliers are stronger. So the Berbers would need to go into heavy camel, possibly. Not ideal against Sicilians. And this is a horrible fight for Dr. Lube, unfortunately. Not able to afford Arbalest yet. Bracer coming in, that helps. It provides some damage. But Mr. F4 just going into chase here now, using that extra range with Bracer. You can see chemistry is in as well, flaming arrows. Another one that's probably missing for the Portuguese here. Yeah, ranged unit numbers not looking great for Mastari Army in this regard. Great raids from the Sicilians on the Mayan side here as well. This is really crippling Super Monkey Car's economy. Forward presence is going down to the Mangonels that were used to take out the crossbow armies down south. They've been brought forward. Berbers diving in for a bit, but look at the Cavalier upgrade. It's 1 minute away. This is so risky. You're going to lose massive numbers. Halb Siege try and push from blue. If not for the raids going on, absolutely. But some really efficient raids from the Sicilians here. So we are going to get to Cavalier here without substantial losses for AAWD. But let's compare with the Sicilians here. Once that Cavalier completes. I don't think even plate barding is it in. It's not in! Plate barding armor is not in for the Berbers. So look at the stats here. So much tankier. The Sicilians, they have full upgrades. And the Berbers are missing a lot here. Yeah, I mean, it's good raid still. It's setting Chadwick back maybe a little bit, but if you look at the population, it's nearly pop capped anyway. Could probably even afford to lose a couple of villagers at this point. Still raiding up north. Powell got run from AAWD, and you know it's crisis time when the Town Bell gets run. Mr. F4 comes in to help here, but look at the Mayan space! What's happened here? Down to 72 villagers. Barely any military for Super Monkey Car as well. Got some Arbalests and Plumed Archers, but not nearly enough to keep up here. Mastari Army now 50 military behind, about 80 villagers behind as well. Are really falling behind here now as Mr. F4 escalates the pressure forward. Huge chunk of Arbalest now, 77 total. Going to add trebuchets, maybe even bombard cannons as the game goes on here. The economy of Dr. Lube is... I mean, it still has 66 villagers, but it's only one... Wait, it's rebooting up north, so never mind. Not only one TC, 3 TCs, but starting base. It's actually lost here, which means that the gold situation is going to become a huge issue as well. Arbalest trying to clean up the last of the raids here, but yeah, with the choke point maybe. Some power fire from the castle as well, but Chadwick just pulls away, and it's funny that they haven't spotted the little base up to the north, but it doesn't matter. Low Boom takes a second win here, as the GG is called, and we will move into a game number 3 on the last home map of Mastari Army. Cavalier being the MVP here. I'm not sure if that's the case though, because there were more Arbalest made for sure. Or Archers, crossbow Arbalest. Military and eco score. Top side for Chadwick here. Prussen holding the mines away. It's all they needed to do really for the others to make use of their bonuses and economies and close out the game on the other side. Oh, the Arbs died in green, F4, I gotcha. Yeah, it would make sense to move on to the pocket in that situation. just like to have a look at the app times and everything. It would seem that, yeah, no boom definitely ahead, except for person here made it to the cast age eventually. Huge boom for Chadwick, but maybe that's what you need for Haubeck Cavalier. And yeah, finally the APM stats as people like to see. Right, that clocks out Savannah as well. So we have Haboob as the last one. Should be a fun map, it's quite close, it's laming friendly. But first let's cross out, what was it? Dravidians, Sicilians and Malay for this one. With the Berbers, Portuguese and... Shit, what was the last one? Where is the last one? Whites. Falling victim to No Boom's aggression yet again. Alright, potential last game here for this set. Going into a third game on Haboob. Wait. Hold on. What did I miss now? Shouldn't it be the second home map of Mestari Army now? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Sorry. No? What am I missing here? F4 is still in the chat. Why is it Donut now? I'm confused. Well, it should definitely be... This is Donut. Anyway, yeah, I guess it's Donut. Let's move into it. This could be game 3. Should have been Haboob, but let's not spend too much time on that. Let's just dive into the next one. Alright, so you'd think this is easily walled. But this area can't be built upon, so it's still an aggressive map, even if it looks like a Black Forest style choke point crossing here. You can't wall it. So you'd have to go creative and diminish the choke point and defend with maybe castles, towers, whatever. I've seen guard tower actually play a role in this, and with Koreans and castles as well. Well placed castles could really protect these choke points at least until you reach the Imperial Age. Still confused at the map pick here, but let's just go with the flow here. Khmer flank for Super Monkey Car. That's fascinating. That's not something you see every day, but they should be able to make some very all-in super fast archers play should they want to, because you don't need any prerequisite buildings to unlock the next age or build a barracks ahead of the archery range. Could be interesting. Looking forward to seeing that. It's called Donut. You get the idea. This is more like a starfish to me in the middle there, but yeah. Hawk position, we have Pone Bomb with the humans. Should be a good save on this map. You could even play extended fuel age with 2 TCs. Stables are slightly cheaper, right? 100 wood for the stables, saving 75 wood there, so you could play stable first, and then a second TC maybe on the wood line to really secure that wood line and get a nice and healthy feudal economy rolling into a very strong Castle Age. Humans playing the cavalry role here, scouts into knights into cavalier paladin, probably most commonly seen in 3v3s. Dr. Lube as the poles here. Yeah, poles. I think they're classified as cavalry civ. They have some bonuses applying to cavalry, but you could also for sure go for archers or even men-at-arms towers at the poles, because you Men-at-Arms towers and archers as the poles because you collect 50%, 40% stone per. That's nice. Fair play award of the year for Mr. F4 there. He could have taken those sheep. Yeah, poles collect 40% gold from stone mined. So you could, if you have enough on stone, say you have 6 villagers on stone, that's almost enough to keep one archery range running in terms of archers production, and you don't even need to mine gold. So we'll see what the plan is here. I feel like Men-at-Arms towers could be strong on this map, because you want to deny the wood. It's on the edges, it's quite exposed, but small, wallable. You note that they're going for the middle wood here, most of the players, because if you go for the backwood, you can you can't wall them in as easily. It's still possible, but it's not an easy task. There are rhinos here, which means that you get more food than you would from boars, but that's the case for all of the Africa-style maps, rhinos or elephants rather than boars. So that makes the build orders, the Dark Age economy especially, a little bit more smooth. Alright, let's have a look at no boom civilizations here. Mr. F4 with the Japanese. Strong men-at-arms, or infantry in general, attacking faster. Also saving a bit of wood on any resource drop-off point, so your wood economy is smoother from the very get-go. Which in return makes it easier to go double range, blacksmith, straight archers for example, or just open it on men-at-arms to provide a distraction before following up with your archers. Here comes the barracks, so I think this might be a men-at-arms or infantry play for Mr. F4. Maybe it's just the wood savings allowing for an early barracks as well. I like how he keeps the scout on patrol here just to get more hits in on Teal. If Teal moves back out to scout here, and it does indeed, so should be a good fight for Mr. F4 here. At least if he keeps patrolling. Well, that drop-off looks a bit awkward, but let's hope it works out for them. In the pocket for no boom, we have Teutons. Certainly a strong pocket civilization. They have extra melee armor on any melee unit, or infantry and cavalry anyway, so your paladins are among the stronger ones in the game, but you don't get husbandry, so your cavalry will always fall behind, especially to the Cumans, which in Imperial Age have plus 15% faster movement speed, 5, 10 and 15 respectively. So even in Feudal Age, the Cuman scouts will outrun the Teuton scouts. Speaking of scouts, the barracks is a little bit delayed for Chadwick here, so the scouts opening will be a little bit delayed as well. Finally, topside, you have Prussen with the Koreans. It's screaming powers either defensively or offensively here, and the barracks gets delayed from Prussen as well, so opening not too smooth here for no boom. But they seem to be stronger late game players and decision making wise, giving them the edge in many of these engagements. Yeah, straight archers for the Koreans. Instant defense upgrades for the Koreans. Also helps the archers play. Could give you better fights early on. No scouts whatsoever from Ponebone here. Not yet anyway. No barracks. Straight for the second TC. Isn't this practically suicide? You're asking your teammates to perform a spectacular hold for this 2 TC boom to work out. But if you're able to get to the gas stage uninterrupted with the Cumans 2 TC boom, of course you'll be potentially steamrolling with your cavalry. Nice tower from Dr. Doob here. Should make it very awkward for archers to move in, so maybe a little bit of a choke point here. Is on stone as well, being the poles here, so you could place another tower as well to really cripply offensive. I guess this is a thought-through strategy from Bestari Army to play into the humans 2 DC situation here. Not going to make any armies from pocket at all, which will probably be confusing to Dolboom, but if they see it happening, they should be able to punish it as well. Titan scouts ready to engage, waiting for a couple more Korean archers before moving out. The point here, this area can't be walled, so that's already an advantage. Ooh, love that tower from Prussen here. Actually denying one of the lumber camps of Super Monkey Car. Is that, how did they see that? Maybe it's the Koreans' extra line of sight for the villagers that made that possible. So scouts getting some hits in here, and where are the archers? Are they in here? Okay, defensive tower for Super Monkey Car. You kind of have to as the community here. No, wait, the barracks is up for Super Monkey Car, so could or has made some spearmen. Didn't make any spears, but could, if need be. Forcing a defensive tower always good as well. A bit of a panic house there, maybe as much a point of refuge as a house needed for pop space here. Archer situation somewhat similar. Double ranges for both of them, but Super Monkey Car currently not producing at all. Had to relocate to Lumber Camp, which sets back your wood economy a bit, so that could be the reason as well. Good 2 versus 1 potential here for Noboom. South side we have the Japanese men-at-arms taking down that defensive tower. As another tower goes up for the poles, the archers chasing them away as well. Power of the poles here, barely mining any gold at all, but getting gold through stone mining. However, we'll need to deal with the men-at-arms here, and Dr. Lube losing 2 tower building villagers in the process. If we look at the eco situation here, though, Mestari Army is ahead. 2 town centers pumping for the humans. Very healthy farming economy going on here. More than enough to keep 2 TCs running, but still not providing any military, right? Here goes the barracks. Here goes the market for vision on either side. But will it be enough to deal with Noboom here? No player close to the gas station, maybe except for Dr. Lube with the pulse, but Dr. Lube is facing some aggression from the Japanese archers as well. You could certainly dodge this tower if you're red and try to find the golden stone to hit with your archers instead. And military-wise, Mr. 4 has a more consistent army production here, 2 ranges to 1, so getting the better army production going here. Fletching just now in for the poles. No defense for either of them, so they're trading. Going to trade somewhat evenly here, except for the fact that Mr. 4 has slightly more army. What's going on up north here now? Scouts and archers and towers for Prussen. Prussen also making the towers 4 on stone. Eventually going to go into the war wagons most likely. See, here's where it backfires not having your pocket providing any armies. This 2 versus 1 situation is just too much for Mestari Army to handle. It's almost 3 times the military. And they're fortifying some map positioning with towers as well, denying the wood lines, forcing relocation yet again for Super Monkey Car, who doesn't have wood, is soon not going to have wood access at all. Scouts are here. They might see the lumber cap again, and some very weak villagers here as well. Yeah, he sees them! He sees them! Doesn't he? Hello? Hello? Oh, I found them! No! Whoa! That's 4 villagers just begging to be killed there. That's unfortunate that Chadwick didn't have his eyes on the scouts moving now, but he's recognize that we need to stop this Cumans player. Defensive tower from the cube. Wait, how? Yeah, he must have bought that stone. He hasn't been mining any stone here. I mean, we're going to see some significant cavalry pumping from the Cumans here. Two stables are up. Should easily be able to produce units from 3 as well. This is a good engagement from the Teutons. Gonna get some builders here and idle significantly the Cumans economy, where, yeah, underwhelming food and gold situation for cavalry production here, actually. I can make jokes about it now with him. Yeah, those villagers were asking to get slaughtered, but they didn't though. Yeah, okay, it's going to be triple stables for the humans here. Gold completely idle though, so the second TC on the woodland rather than on the gold, which makes perfect sense of course, but you need to conserve the gold as well. No gold for Super Monkey Car either, has taken significant losses here, 19 builders lost. What's going on down south here? Japanese at least holding here. The choke point is actually working into Mr. F4's favor here as well. Yeah, a bit too greedy approach from a study army maybe. Dr. Loop has held very well here with the defensive towers and is getting to the castle age here. Prussen still didn't click, but he's up north here and he has the army advantage against Khmer, who is also not going up here. That's not open, so the scouts can't really punish that, but the archers could. Walling in the towers as well, I like that. Makes it a lot harder to take them down with villager power. Excuse me. Cumans Knights are out, but they only have +1 defense. They definitely need that +2 to engage against these archers. This is a futile attempt, but I mean, you could still diminish some hit points, but even cover fire from the towers here is going to help taking out these knights. No chance for Pone Bone. What's the equal situation here? Only 3 knights in the queue. So consistently spending the resources here. Might actually want to idle 1 TC here to more easily keep Knights production going, because we desperately need army here from Bestari army now. They're 20 military behind, double towers defensively on the woodland here now for Super Monkey Car. He really wants the aggression to stay out, could place a couple of house foundations and some palisades to keep any mounted units out as well. But look at the Teutons pocket now, 10 knights, it's more than Cumans. 2 TCs, and not even that much of a significant villager lead for Pone Bone. But that has to do with some beautiful raids as well, of course. Castle Age is in. Guard Tower is in, because you get that in the next stage as Prussen. I suppose you could garrison some archers as well. Crossbow bolt can coming in. Knights hesitant to engage here because +2 still not in for Pone Bone with the Cumans. It's an underwhelming Cumans economy here, I have to say, but it did lose 11 villagers to the raid. Could have been at 83 villagers by now, and hence 20 villagers ahead of the Teutons, but not quite the case. I'm also missing wheelbarrow for that massive farming economy. That's huge actually for the humans. I think Mr. F4 is more determined to just hold here and allow his teammates to crush up north. They're doing that well as well. It looks like the GG is called. GG well played is called. No boom. Finally taking the win here for the 3rd game in a row on a map that shouldn't have been. But who am I to judge of still a good game? Let us browse through the statistics. Okay, looks like it played a significant role here in the raiding. Did kill quite a few of the Cumans villagers. 40-9 KD. Guess it doesn't matter that he missed those 5 big builders fleeing from the woodline. Huge blow taken to Super Monkey Car, but that's what you get for going for the greedy Cumans 2 TC approach with no military whatsoever. I would probably, in the team game, then try to go for a stable first, provide some scouts. You could still do the 2 TCs because the stable is cheaper, but yeah, no military in a 3-3. It just hurts not having the pocket in play until minute 20. Yeah, the second game was nice. First game was close for a while as well. GG's and congrats to No Boom.